Well, good evening, and welcome to the Will Austin Show here on iHeartRadio. Obamacare is repealed. Let there be joy in the streets. Let there be singing and dancing and revelry. You know what you thought? You thought that that the party should be big when the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Well, screw that. The House of Representatives has repealed the Affordable Care Act. Dance in the streets. Republicans, conservatives, we are victors. We have finally won. Congratulations. Obamacare is repealed for the 40th time. My name is Will Austin on the Will Austin Show here on iHeartRadio. We are going to talk a little bit about this latest move by the Republicans in the House of Representatives and how this might not have been the smartest thing that they have done to date. We'll be right back right after this.
If you want to be an adoptive parent, it doesn't matter if you're a little different.
I'm a box troll.
Oh, really?
What you look like.
Your ears aren't pointy.
I slept on them funny.
Or what you sound like. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you. Call 888-200-4005 or visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We rope it up.
Cause we know how to jump.
We roll it out.
Cause we know how to skate.
We'll cut it down.
Cause we know what to eat.
We'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Yeah, well come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll ball it up.
Cause we know how to hoop.
We'll mess around.
Cause we know how to play.
We'll drop it down.
Cause we know how to dance.
We'll veg it up.
Veggie night and day.
Can we do it?
Search We Can online to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy. Remember, that's We Can. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
It's 6:42 p.m. Time for Steve Plotto and his son Dylan to do the dishes. They talk about everything from the yuckiness of girls to the awesomeness of his soccer team. Sometimes they don't talk at all. Then, hey! The dreaded splash fight. It's Dad o'clock, and it's the best time of the day. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You have discriminating taste and an eye for the impressive. You need to surround yourself with not only beauty, but quality. That is why you are looking for a new construction home for you and your family. Let the experts at New Homes of Tampa Bay guide you to and through your new home purchase process. With access to hundreds of model homes throughout the Tampa Bay area, New Homes of Tampa Bay is sure to find that perfect match of budget and beauty you are looking for. New Homes of Tampa Bay can save you thousands of dollars while costing you nothing. Call us today before you start your new home search. New Homes of Tampa Bay at 813-770-9452 and at www.newhomestpa.com. All right. Well, welcome back to the Will Austin Show here on Blog Talk Radio. on iHeartRadio. We are on this evening. We did a Blog Talk Radio show this morning. You have to excuse me, I'm a little spacey. We did a Blog Talk Radio show at 1:30 this morning, 1:30 to 2:30 this morning, and we are finishing up the day here on iHeartRadio. It just strikes me as incredibly frustrating on all levels of the things that we're talking about now. That we're talking about, the White House has submitted a budget to Congress of about $4 trillion. And on the very same day, the House of Representatives has decided to repeal the Affordable Care Act one more time. In a move that I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how this improves the position in reality of Republicans or conservatives. I just don't. I was having a short conversation with someone on the Blog Talk Radio show last night, and it was an Ed Dean. I was on the Ed Dean radio program at 6:30 this morning about those conservatives and Republicans who were still out there talking about President Obama's birth certificate, the Affordable Care Act, and the repeal of said act is getting to be tantamount to talking about the president's birth certificate and where the hell he was born. Let me help you. If his mother was an American citizen, then the president could have been born on the damn moon and still be a citizen of the United States. That's just how it works. Now, we can split hairs, and we split hairs when we're talking about Ted Cruz and all this stuff. All that matters. So the only discussion about any of that is what was the condition of his parents at the time, as far as his citizenship goes, and how was his citizenship looked at by the American government at the time. That's all that matters. This is very, very easy and doesn't require near the stupidity and the ridiculousness that's going on. And this move by the House to repeal the Affordable Care Act is stupid, because I think it's time to end the very leftish approach to governance in symbolism, because this is only symbolism. This is only symbolism. And I'm personally done with symbolism. If there was a chance, that somehow that in some way that you could force President Obama into repealing his signature piece of legislation, then I would say that this was a worthy effort. The fact of the matter is that's never going to happen. It's never going to freaking happen. So this bit of symbolism to appease some of you is about ate up with the dumbass. This is from the Daily Caller by Alex Pappas today. Lawmakers in the House passed a bill Tuesday evening that would repeal President Obama's health care law. But don't be fooled. The legislation faces certain death. Well, of course it does. A symbolic move to follow through on a promise made by Republican candidates on the campaign trail last year. The GOP-led House approved the legislation that repeals Obamacare and directs the House committee to submit an alternative patient-centered solution. The body voted 329 to 186, pretty much down party lines. The Senate is expected to take up the repeal legislation at some point too, but Democrats have enough votes there to stop it. Even if it made it onto the president's desk, Obama said he would veto it, and the Senate doesn't have enough votes to override. Folks, when are we going to give up the bullcrap and the symbolism and attack the things that you can do? Actually make a difference. You know what? And they're only doing this bit of nonsense to appease some of us on our side that are frankly wacky. Now, this discussion about the Affordable Care Act, please don't get it twisted. I understand how horrible this is and how horrible the Affordable Care Act is to families and to businesses and basically to the economy of the United States. I understand the horror of this particular piece of legislation. Please don't get it twisted like I don't get it. But this move is an asinine move that plays right into the hands of the left and President Obama. If you think for a second that this move is going to make a dent in what the president has planned, or the left has planned for us, you are out of your damn mind. You are bat crap crazy. You are bat crap crazy. What this does is plays right into the hands of the liberal left and of course their propaganda machine, the press. Here's the deal. Here's how this is going to work out. You see, I've already said that we're not going to rehash things that have already been done. What this bill has in its future is a veto from me. We are not going to take health care away from people. Now, here's how this is a mistake for 2016. House Republicans have voted to repeal the Affordable Care Act. That is, in lib speak, take health care away from you and from families that need it, families that deserve it. That's what this is. And if you elect a Republican president, no matter who that president is, then that's the first thing they're going to do. They're going to make sure that health care is only given out to the wealthiest of us, forgetting the least of us. That's going to be. That is what's going to be how it fleshes out. And now you've added. See, this is the dumbass part of this. You've added a discussion a discussion point about 2016 that didn't necessarily have to be there. You've taken the focus off them and put it on yourself. You haven't made them answer for a damn thing in the past 6 years, and that's what Republicans have to do. They have to make Democrats and the liberal left answer for their programs that have failed. That's what you have to do. But doing this again, knowing full well that it's not going anywhere. I love this. Huffington Post says, House passes 56th anti-Obamacare measure. Well, it hasn't been 56, but it frankly, it might as well have been. NBC News says it marks the 67th time Republicans have attempted to undo at least a part of Obamacare. Washington Post says the House has voted 54 times in 4 years on Obamacare. Hasn't been. It's been a few times. That's for sure. More than necessary. to keep this symbolic promise to people who don't understand civics. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And if you think it makes sense, send me an email at WLS860@gmail.com. That's WLS860@gmail.com. I'll be happy to get in a discussion with you about it. How this particular move on this particular day really just makes your future, just makes it more difficult. It makes it more difficult, not easier. Because now you've given the left a talking point. You've given them a battle cry. You've given them a flag to wave. If you elect a Republican president, they'll take away your health care. And, well, no one said that. Not, you know what, no one is saying that, except that the House of Representatives has, you know what, look at the Huffington Post. Huffington Post says that it's the 67th time they've tried to repeal Obamacare. Golly, if they get a Republican president, boy, you can forget your health care. Your free health care is gone. Why are you drawing attention to yourself instead of pointing out failed policies of the past 6 years? This move, politically and strategically, is so ate up with a dumbass. I can't even believe it. I understand that Republican messaging has been awful ever since I've been paying attention. And this is the worst bit of strategy that I've seen in a while. This is some short-term thinking nonsense. This is some short-term thinking nonsense that I can't even wrap my head around. This is John Boehner trying to be Charlie Conservative suddenly. He's trying to be Timmy Tea Party when he ain't. And you know what? I'll tell you what. And if I could speak to Speaker Boehner, I would tell him this is ultimately not going to win you any points with a conservative base. All this did was make it harder for every Republican candidate running for president or running for the House of Representatives in 2016. It just made their trek a little bit harder than it had to be. Because, you know what, I was talking with somebody a few years ago who helps people run for office here, who helps run campaigns. And the phrase he used with me is, before you go out and do something, the phrase he used with me was, keep your powder dry. That just meant, let's hold on for a minute and see how things work out. Let's just hold on for a minute and see how things work out before we step out there in it. Well, in you know what, in this whole nonsense, in this whole tomfoolery of go get something done, this is what I always call movement for movement's sake, because the Obamacare is not going to be repealed. It's not going away. I told you that that there were three things that were going to happen. One of them that John Boehner will be Speaker of the House. He is. Obamacare is not going to be repealed. It won't. And President Obama will not be impeached. He won't. All of that is crazy talk. And all of this talk this year in 2015 of repealing the Affordable Care Act while Barack Obama is president of the United States is just crazy talk. It's just crazy talk. It makes you look nutty. Because it's not going, first of all, because it's not going to happen. There's no way that it can. There's no way that President Obama is going to wake up tomorrow morning, look at Michelle and go, you think I'm wrong on healthcare? You think I ought to just sign it? That's never going to happen. Maybe in your political wet dream that happens, but in the real world where the rest of us live, that's never going to happen. Never going to to happen. It's like Santa Claus waking up next to Mrs. Claus thinking, yeah, I need to go on a diet. Yeah, maybe I'll go vegan. These are just things that aren't going to happen. You're not going to win the lotto. You're not going to win the Powerball. Yes, somebody will in some alternate universe, but it won't be you. These are amongst the things that aren't going to happen. And Barack Obama is not going to wake up tomorrow and look at Michelle and say, if the Senate passes that bill, I'm going to sign it. I'm going to repeal it. He's not going to repeal it to get back at Republicans, because I'll tell you what, Barack Obama isn't as stupid as John Boehner. He's not. Well, I want to take a little break, and when we get back, you're going to ask me, well, what should we do, Willie? And you know what? Believe it or not, I have an answer. We'll be back right after this break. Well, good morning. Are you interested in upping your conservative IQ? To be more solid in your conservative thought? To be able to debate at a higher level? To be able to understand at a higher level what conservatism in America is really all about? Well, I can help you now. Alongside us as partners is a new partner, the RedRiverChronicle.com website. The RedRiverChronicle.com website, whose founder is Kevin Batts, understands what conservatism is all about and understands it in the way they write their articles, their commentary, all the educational material that is on the website, put together in a great way, very easy to navigate. So if you want to up your IQ, go to RedRiverChronicle.com. You have discriminating taste and an eye for the impressive. You need to surround yourself with not only beauty, but quality. That is why you are looking for a new construction home for you and your family. Let the experts at New Homes of Tampa Bay guide you to and through your new home purchase process. With access to hundreds of model homes throughout the Tampa Bay area, New Homes of Tampa Bay is sure to find that perfect match of budget and beauty you are looking for. New Homes of Tampa Bay can save you thousands of dollars while costing you nothing. Call us today before you start your new home search. New Homes of Tampa Bay at 813-770-9452 and at www.newhomestpa.com.
Behold, we are in the presence of champions. Fantasy sports legends who have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars playing online. Meet Arlie Gonzalez. Average guy, superior sports knowledge. Picked a team in minutes and won enough to throw the party of a lifetime. In outer space. Former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do we turn our love of fantasy sports into reality cash?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money. Play for the largest one-day cash pools in all of fantasy sports. Go to DraftKings.com and enter the Baseball Chase for the Crown event, paying out over $5 million. Enter promo code BONUS and we'll double your deposit. Get to DraftKings.com now.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Will Ustin Show here on iHeartRadio. We appreciate you being here. Listen, if you like what we do, you like the way we do it, we could always use your help. It costs a little money every month to broadcast on Spreaker. It costs a little money to broadcast on Blog Talk Radio. We've done over 1,400 shows. We're moving in on 1,500 shows on Blog Talk Radio. So, we've been here for a while, and we're going to be here for a while. You know what? And this show on iHeartRadio is one of those. iHeartRadio is one of those things that I am so proud of. I am so excited that we're getting this opportunity to be in front of an audience of millions of people who subscribe to iHeartRadio, who get the iHeartRadio in their car, who get iHeartRadio on home, on their computers, on their handhelds. I'm just excited about this opportunity, and there's a couple of things you can do. You can go to WillAustinShow.com, and you can, under our Renaissance Tour, there are ways to help out there. Just click on the one that most suits your style. You can wear one of the Will Austin Show Renaissance 2015 tour shirts. You can get one of those. We'd appreciate that. All sorts of ways. You can donate directly to our daily fund that we need to make sure that we can get from place to place and do the things we need to do. We're now again doing a Liberty Newscast, which is a podcast, but we're doing a video. So we need lighting. And if you've seen the one that we just did, I need lighting here, something fierce. And if you're willing to help out there and help our case for lighting for liberty, I'd really appreciate it. And you can do that by clicking on the yellow donate button that's there on the WillAustinShow.com website. Again, we really appreciate that. Listen, again, thank you ever so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for telling your friends, because that's what's really important. I was somewhere this morning, and one of the people who were there said that they heard one of the shows, and because we do a lot of them, they don't know whether I was on iHeartRadio. They don't know. I think they just clicked on a link from Facebook. You can go to my Facebook page, of course, Willie Lawson, my Facebook page, was my personal Facebook page, or you can go to New Perspective Media, that Facebook page, which is facebook.com/WL Show. That'll take you to the New Perspective Media Facebook page, and you can click on any of the links there to take you to any of the other shows. You can also go to WillieLawsonArchive.com, and all the shows that we've done on Blog Talk Radio are archived there. Or you can come right here to Spreaker.com or iHeartRadio and listen to all the shows that we've done on iHeartRadio. We've also done some Spreaker shows that aren't political shows, some sports shows, some informational shows, trying to stretch out, trying to get our message out and get our thing happening everywhere we can. So that's what we're doing. So if you'd like to, or you can send me an email at WLS860@gmail.com if you want to be on our on our list of friends and family. I'd love to have you join us and make you aware of what we're doing, and so you can help us get the word out to the millions of people that we need to touch. And I know when you say millions, sometimes people think that, well, aren't you optimistic? Well, yeah, I am optimistic, but you know what? I also am realistic in the sense that this message needs to get out, not to a couple of hundred people a day, but to a few million people a day. I think that's important, that we touch a few million people every day, and I think we can do it. I think with your help, we can get this done. All right. Now that I've told you that what I think the House did today in the repeal of the Affordable Care Act was a strategic nightmare, you're probably thinking, well, what should they have done? They should have kept their powder dry until they got a damn Republican president. Let the left say, well, if you elect a Republican, they're going to repeal Obamacare. Whatever, let them say whatever the heck they want. Don't play into it. Don't play into it. Keep your powder dry. Make sure that you can elect a Republican president. Make sure that you can elect enough senators so you can override a presidential veto. even if you have a Republican president. You may have a Republican president that either believes in the Affordable Care Act or doesn't have the stones to repeal it. Let's say you elect a Republican president, you go through the whole rigmarole. Let's say the makeup of Congress doesn't change enough, and they send the bill to the president's desk, the Republican who doesn't have the stones to repeal the Affordable Care Act. It's possible. As a matter of fact, it's likely. I know, and some of you are saying, wow, Willie, I hadn't thought about it that way. Well, of course you hadn't. Because some of you are so hell-bent on your hate of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama and their children that you can't think or see straight. That's what I do. That's why I'm not Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity or some of these other people, because or Mark Levin, because I can think, and I'll think through the situation. It's been spoken over me by prophets that I am a patient person. I believed that I was a patient person, and I believe more than ever that I will walk in that patience. I will walk in that. I would wait. All we had to do was wait. Concentrate on the things you can change. You're about to get a $4 trillion budget from the White House. There's your raw meat that you can rip apart, that you can tear apart, that you can politically, that you can go after policy, not people. You can go after policy, and you can do that for 18 months. Look at this budget. Oh my God, this is what the priority is. Oh, free college. You know what I'm saying? You could rip apart the budget. We need to build. You know what? You could do stuff. Gave you your talking points for the next 18 months, and you pissed them all away today by turning the spotlight back on ourselves, and conservatives, making it difficult in 2016. You just woke up a defeated liberal left, who obviously, if you look at their excitement level in the 2014 elections, they weren't very excited. They weren't very excited not only about their national candidate, their federal candidates. They weren't excited about their state candidates either. They're feeling a little defeated. And you just gave them new life. You just pulled a Pete Carroll. You gave them the ball back. When all you had to do was go to beast mode, and you decided to get cute. You know what? I think that's a really good analogy. That makes me happy. That came to me. Thank you, Jesus. What the Republicans did is they got cute, and they did a Pete Carroll. They were on the 1 yard line. All you had to do was run the ball. You had a lot more time than you thought you did, and you have a timeout. All you have to do is run the ball. Stay the course. Do what you do. You didn't have to pull a trick play like repealing the Affordable Care Act, knowing that that's not going to go anywhere. What you did was you gave them the ball back. You had the ball in 2014. You won an election. You were rolling. You had the momentum. And I think that this act just gave the ball back to the left. You've given them life again. You've given them a reason to live. Stupid. 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 Now again, I want to make it clear. I want to make it perfectly clear that I believe that and you know what? And I don't really have to defend it here to you or anybody else because, again, we've done over 1,400 Willie Lawson shows on Blog Talk Radio. And you can go to blogtalkradio.com/Willie Lawson Show, and you can see how many shows I have done. And you can search the number of shows I've done about the horrors of the Affordable Care Act. So I really don't have to defend my position on the Affordable Care Act. I've already said that it's a horrendous piece of legislation. That it's fascism taking over 1/6 of the country's economy. All the government, sucking up 1/6 of the country's economy, all in one fell swoop. How bad it is for workers. How bad it is for business. So I don't really have to defend that. I just don't. However, it is still important. It is still important to do things in a way that works. If we are actually interested in making a big difference and not some childish, knee-jerk, stupid lack of strategy that I think that the Republican House showed today. And I know a lot of you dyed-in-the-wool Tea Party, Alex Jones mouth breathers are enjoying this. Like this is the greatest thing ever. When the fact of the matter is that this is a move right now strategically that is ate up with a dumbass. That's what this is. Keep your powder dry until you can win. Stay the course until you can actually win. Until you can find a way to actually win. That's the part that blows my mind. There are no moral victories in sports or politics. There are no moral victories in sports or politics. There's only two things, wins and losses. This today was a loss, not a win. There's no way this can be a win. There's no way that this strategy is a win. There are no moral victories in sports or politics. You know what? There's no way that when the Seattle Seahawks left the field on Sunday, that they felt good about being in the game. There's no way that they felt good about being in the game. They didn't go, hey, we won the NFC Championship 2 years in a row. They didn't pull the silver lining out of that dark and desolate cloud after losing that game and the way they lost it, especially. Because there's no moral victories in sports or politics. It's no such thing. There's only wins and losses. And today was a loss. Ladies and gentlemen, today was a loss. There is no way that this turns into a win. President Obama will not sign it. He's going to veto it, and he's going to use it, and the liberal left is going to continue to use it to hammer conservatives and to hammer Republicans for the next 18 months. It rejuvenates the liberal left. When they were down, when they were crushed, when they were done, it gives them something to be excited about. When the idea was, don't give them anything to be excited about. Don't give them anything, any life at all. It's that whole idea where, again, and Boehner doesn't know how to do this. And frankly, a lot of so-called conservatives don't know how to do this either. I mean, they don't know how to do it either. Once you have your foot on the neck of your opponent, figuratively speaking, you don't let up. You don't do something stupid. You don't let up. And so what the right has been doing, what conservatives and frankly what Republicans have been doing good for the past 18 months was they've been going into areas and they've been getting people elected. They have been getting people elected, and it showed in 2014 in November. What they need to do is continue on that path. They were steamrolling the left. Steamrolling the left. Getting people elected. They were able to win 9 freaking seats in the Senate. They gained a few seats in the House. That's what you were doing. You were running the ball. That's your bread and butter. That's where you live, and that's where you stay. You don't get crazy with a flea flicker play on the 1-yard line. You don't get crazy with trying to throw to the inside in a quick slant on the 1-yard line. You are running the ball. You are doing all things right. You were doing your retail politicking. You were getting out and kissing babies and shaking hands, and that's what you were doing, and you were doing it well, and you were gaining momentum. And you had just a few more months before you were going to elect a Republican president. But that's not what you did today. I think it's a turnover. I think that the Republicans gave the ball back to the Democrats and gave them life. And now it's a game, folks. Now it's a battle. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more of the Will Lawson Show right after these messages. This is Willie Lawson of the Willie Lawson Show, and I'd like to let you know that yesterday was a grand opening of the Willie Lawson Show Gear Up shop on Cafe Press. The easiest way to get there is to go to willielawsonshow.com and get some great Willie Lawson Show gear. The shop is new and it's developing. We have sweatshirts and t-shirts and hoodies. We have some gift items like mugs and water bottles and the like. But you can be assured that the gift shop will be growing week to week, and that way you'll be able to not only sport your own Willie Lawson Show gear, but you'll be able to share that gear with friends and family. Well, thank you so much. Go to willielawsonshow.com and click on the Willie Lawson Show Cafe Press Gear Up shop. Remember, gear up. We'll see you again. Bye-bye now. You have discriminating taste and an eye for the impressive.